There's a problem. It's hitting the hood. Hey, welcome to the Out Rod Garage. Thank you for coming back and watching what we're doing today. We are working on the Land Rover Defender, the LS swap. We got to get back on this girl. We got a few parts in today, so we're going to be able to move forward on it. Appreciate you guys coming by. Check it out.
Today, we need to work on the power steering system. We're going to work on the charging system, all kinds of stuff. Unfortunately, everything for this girl needed to be fabricated. Some things were available in the aftermarket, such as this new fancy bracketry. Now what this does is it actually takes the alternator and moves it in and down a little bit, but the more important thing is it takes the pump, the power steering pump, and it brings it from like this location to up in here. First thing we need to do is let's go ahead and dry fit our new pump into this bracket here. And I already know the alternator fits. I cheated this morning and already dry fit that. But let's go ahead and put the pump in here, and let's just take a gander and see what the lines want to do. Now here's the gearbox over here. It's on the wrong side. Haha. Back there is the provisions for, that's where the lines go. Now originally this girl would have had a remote reservoir, so that's going to be something else we're going to have to contend with. Let's start with getting the mountain and pump and see what our lines want to do. Alright, so here's our fancy new pump. We're going to put it in through here. Just trying to scratch anything. Let's get a couple of these guys started here. All kinds of fun little spacers. Okay. Onesies, twosies. So there it is. So there it is, right there. All three bolts. Sorry, the lighting is being atrocious this morning. Pretty simple. Here's your studs back here, bloop bloop. The spacers here space the bracketry and all that stuff. We're not worried about tightening anything. What I'm concerned about is our pressure line here. The return never cares, right? It never cares. But we need to see what we got going on for a pressure line. So hang on real quick. Alright guys, what I wanted to do was put the grill back in it and just kind of dry fit things. It's getting pretty tight for the front of the motor here. Just want to see if in fact you have any kind of room at all to play with. So this is the power steering, this is the pressure side, and it goes and it comes out here. The pump side of it is like a banjo fitting. Well, you know, it's the round fitting that's got the bolt that goes through the middle of it. It's got ports inside the bolt. So we know that we're still tight on space. It got no space though. So I have the pressure side mounted to the box, and it's actually, this is how it actually went factory. Alright guys, that is one highly manipulated line. I'm gonna go ahead and set this in place and then see what it looks like. If it's shaped like it should be pretty close. We'll take it out and paint it. Here's the gearbox here, clamps to the frame here and here, and it goes upsies and endsies, and I put that curly do there, and there it is right there. Yeah. So now obviously we'll have to have it crimped, stuff like that, but now let's go and work on a return line. Alright guys, you're like, wow, what is that crazy apparatus? Well, this is a beautiful return line. I just made it. Come here, you. Here's the return out of the box. Rubber line here. This is contoured in here. Now it sits higher, but actually once it's in the clamp, it'll sit level with everybody else. And then here's a return over here, and that's the return on the pump. And we have some hydraulic line. There's that. So let's go ahead and get this out. We'll paint it. Actually, we'll probably paint both, and then shift gears yet again. It was a good day so far. We got the radiator in there. We got the lower hose made. Our return line is done there. So theoretically, we can actually tighten the pump up, put our return line on there for real. And then next we're going to work on a fuel line. It's right here. We're going to start doing that. So now, after all day, now we can tighten up the pressure pump. So, this way it looks like I did something today. Okay, all day for 3 bolts.
Or if that thing doesn't go underneath the hood, we're going to grab a hood and try it. Let's go grab a hood and try it. Because if something needs to be altered, it needs to be altered right now.
Right.
And I will not be happy. Hmm? Cuss, swear, cuss, swear.
I was gonna say language, Pete. No.
How do we get it to go down 1/4 of an inch? Or is it holding it up more than 1/4 of an inch? Doggone. There's a problem. It's hitting the hood. And we bought all of this adapter here from a Land Rover place. We're in trouble.
So it's been a pretty productive day. Pete's checking on a smaller diameter alternator to maybe cure our woes on that respect. And now I'm going to go ahead and start on the field line. We're doing a hard line up to at least mid transmission. These rails are either 3/8 or 5/16. So I went and cut the very tip of it off, and now I'm just going to do a bubble flare.
All right, you saw we have problems on the alternator. We found another alternator off from another LS we have here in the yard that is a smaller diameter, so we're hoping that that's going to work. Now it's just a core, so it's going to look ugly right now, but I apologize for that. But we have some measurements. Let's see if we can get this hood shut.
Looks like it's been through the dishwasher.
And it does not fit this.
Okay.
We'll have to notch it if we do. Notch it right there. That drops it over 1/2 of an inch, and we still need to notch this.
Right. So it's another 1/2 inch down, huh?
Probably 3/8 for sure. So that would take it down almost an inch to the top of there. I mean, you can look at that. I would say that would clear it right now. We want to try it again?
Sure.
Knowing that this will go down an extra,
Right.
at least 1/4. Maybe, I think it's 3/8 of an inch for sure. Maybe up to 1/2 inch. We'll just have to alter that. We seem to alter everything in the whole wide world. We get all these nice custom parts that are supposed to bolt straight on. They never do. Wah, wah. Let's grab the hood again. Why didn't you just tell me to leave it out here so we can try it again? Yours is not down. You see there's some space between there. This piece will go up. There's space between. And this, you can see here, you can see that hole is higher than this hole. So we'll need to machine this out so that this can drop down. And that alternator will work for what we have going on.
Now we're doing the fuel line. So as you can see, the bubble flare on there, I didn't go all the way, like if you were going to do like a two-step flare. Anyway, that way, because this profile, if it's too high, you can't get fuel injection line on it. So there's a 90-degree there. What is it? It's a custom. It's so theoretically, this part of the tube should end up somewhere right in here. A little bit more. These things are gonna start getting weird. I'm not a gambling man. There it is. I had to zip tie it in place because things started getting a little weird. But it goes right here. You know, see a little jaunt right there? So here, downsies. It's hovered up a tranny at least a little bit. Make a clamp that goes from here to here. Here it is even more. We'll clamp it right there. And this is what it looks like in there. Boing, 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 boing. There it is, guys.
Oops. All right, well, some of the things we got done you can't see. I spent a whole bunch of money today on buying different parts and pieces for us to get the power steering taken care of, for us to get the radiator taken care of, the overflow tank, to make that all work. Tommy's been working feverishly on power steering lines. You saw that. On the fuel line, you saw that. Messing with the radiator, all of the alternator and power steering pump brackets. You saw that we had a problem with an alternator, and now we have the old one on there mocked up. We have a little bit of alteration to do that. We appreciate you guys coming by and checking out the silly things that we do. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment, share the link, and as always, thanks for watching.